Dallas, Texas, NRAAM 24 here with Gideon Optics, and we got some cool new stuff coming soon to a theater near you, I guess, right?
Yeah, coming. I'm not sure when, but we brought our prototype stuff out, which we don't really do at SHOT Show. So if you're not at the NRA show, you're not going to see this. But we've got some.
Except for in this video.
I know. Yeah, the YouTube land gets to see it. Hey, if you're out there and you see this, give us some product names, because these scopes I'm about to talk about don't have names yet. I'm going to tell you what I call them, but we can't call them. We can't put these names on the box. That's not going to work. So,
Right.
so this is Big Chonkus. Big Chonkus is a 5 to 25 by 56. This is a prototype, and it's the guts of it and the zero stop are going to make it into the production one, but the style is going to look different. It's going to have a throw lever. This one doesn't. You got to kind of do a little bit at a time. I want the throw lever from our LPVOs on here. We're going to make that happen. But it's a really nice glass 5 to 56 precision rifle with, I'm working on the reticle. It's going to be an MRAD mill type reticle, big Christmas tree with a lot of holes in it. So you should be able to go really, really long range for less. So, you know, what I'm hoping is that this optic from competitors is a $650, $700 scope, and I want it to be in the fives, right? So I want to give you guys a legit 5 to 25 massive precision scope. This particular rifle in 5.56, it's a 20-inch with a ballistic advantage DMR barrel in it. This is one shot, one hit at 700. And at 750, I'm getting maybe like 4 or 5 hits out of 10 shots. And then at 800, I'm making them nervous. But at the 5.56 rounds out of gas at that point.
Right, yeah.
But if you put this on like a 6.5 Creedmoor, it'd be 1,000-yard scope easy for hopefully in the 500s. Right? So that's that one.
First focal, second focal?
First focal.
First focal. Okay.
It's got a big Christmas tree reticle in it. And then I've got all kinds of prototype pistol dots. This one I've been testing and I'm addicted to it. All these guns are deactivated. They don't have firing pins in them. You can see the Glock trigger didn't reset there when I racked it.
Of course they flagged them.
Yeah, all the guts are out of it. But this is a direct to MOS. So it's a Glock MOS slide. And it's going to go straight on there. You don't need a plate. You don't need any kind of an adapter. The screws go right in the top there. And because of the screw location, you got to put the battery on the right-hand side. Right. So that's our workaround. But this thing has a massive window. Maybe you can get some B-roll or something and show
we'll do
how
that.
big the window is on this thing. But it's a massive window on it. And so I'm calling that one the Goliath.
That almost, I said that's comically large.
Yeah,
that should be like the Bugs Bunny or something.
Yeah, this is a smaller version of the same thing. It's more like a law enforcement window than a comp window.
That's way smaller.
It's kind of shrunk down a little bit, but it's still a pretty big window. And I don't know what we're going to call that. It's a live show. Anything can happen in here.
Right.
We're just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
People are visiting. They're looking at the stuff.
People are having fun.
Life is good,
They're having fun.
So we got the Miami Vice gun here, right? Miami Vice theme intensifies. This is a Canic Mate, or like I call it, the Canic Meat. I love these Canics. They're so nice. But they have a problem, which is it's a full-size service pistol, right? But the slide tapers down. It's just the shape of the slide. So that's why they have the little RMSC footprint on the top.
Yeah.
So you have this big full-size pistol, and you have to put like a tiny little dot like this Judge on here. And it's a really small dot, right, for such a big gun.
Small window,
right? 16 millimeter window, and it doesn't look right, and the window's not as big as we want it. So a lot of guys are doing like adapter plates where they're adapting it to an RMR footprint, and then you got an adapter doohickey, and it's an extra set of screws and whatever. So we're making a big window RMSC footprint. So you see how that necks up.
Oh, yeah.
So we're all about the big windows right now.
I like the way it looks.
Yeah, it looks proper on that gun, and it's a nice big window, and I have no idea what we're going to call it. Anybody?
The big window.
The big window. Yeah, right? So that's a big – I just dropped. It's a drop test.
It's a drop test.
We have Aaron Cowan at home. And then for concealed carry, on the same footprint, this is a fully enclosed emitter.
It is.
So it's kind of similar in concept to like the Holosun EPS.
Or the Toaster of Death, maybe.
Yeah, it's a smaller footprint than that Acro for sure.
Good Lord, is it smaller?
Yeah. Pardon me. You know, talking at these shows, I just talk myself hoarse.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you got a piece of glass in the back, a piece of glass in the front, so it's really easy to keep it clean. You can just kind of take your T-shirt and wipe that off, and your emitter's never going to get mudded or anything like that. So this needs to be tested, and it needs a little bit of changes to it. There's a little bit of overlap on each side of the slide that I'd like to fix.
Yeah.
So play with that for a second. I'm going to get a drink.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, this one here, I'm not a fan. Most of you out there know of the closed emitter stuff. Just looks goofy to me. This looks a little more appealing, I guess, to me. So
it's small and unobtrusive, but it's still a touch too fat. It's a little bit too wide.
Yeah.
Well, we'll figure it out.
But I mean, that's going to make the windows smaller. That's going to potentially the electronics inside.
Right. We've got a side tray for the battery, so you don't have to pull it off and re-zero it. So, you know, but these are works in progress. You know, they're things that we're working on right now.
Well, I mean, God, that's going to double your product line if you do that or something, or even more.
I had a guy come up earlier today, and he's like, "Y'all got a brochure, like a paper catalog?" And I'm like, "No, because by the time I worked it up and printed it out, it's going to be out of date in weeks anyway."
Yeah, that's true.
You know, we got the 1-to-8s coming online. We got new stuff coming in all the time, and by Christmas we're going to have double the lineup that you see here. So
now,
you know,
all the new stuff coming out, warranty not going to change.
Lifetime warranty.
Right.
Yep. We got your back.
With the reticles, going to have red and green options across the board still.
Red and green, and we're getting better and better on the emitters. There's a new emitter in that mediator, the toaster there. It's way crisper for me for my astigmatism. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
So the emitters are getting better. We're making small little changes where we can. And then we'll have different reticles. We've got circle dots. We've got plain dots.
Right.
We're debating on how much we want to do the selectables, because like the mediator has a selectable reticle,
right,
and you have to pay extra for it.
Sure.
Most guys, they really only play with it for like a couple of weeks, and then they decide, I'm a dot guy or I'm a circle dot guy.
That's most everything we get.
Yeah,
right?
so you paid your extra money, you played with it in the living room, you know, for a couple of weeks with Black Hawk Down on the TV, and then they kind of like settle in, and they're like, okay, I'm just going to leave it on this one. So, hello, friend. So I don't know to what extent, you know, the selectables are worth the extra money, right? So out there in YouTube land, would you pay another $30 or $40 on top of the $200 and something base price of an optic like this, instead of a $200 scope? Now it's a $240 scope or $250 scope, so you can play with having different reticles. Is that worth it to you guys or not? Or let us know in the comments.
Or just get the one you think you're going to need.
Just get the one that you know.
Yeah.
I find that newbies like the circle dots a lot more. And like once you've gone a couple of years down the road and you're an old hand at shooting pistol dots, you don't need the circle dot as much. You're ready for the plain dot, you know.
Right.
So
now, also shake awake on everything.
Oh yeah,
shake
of course.
Technology is going to be standard as well.
Yeah, we don't have it in these big ones, although I would like to at some point, like in the LPVO or something. But all the pistol dots and the Advocate 1X Prism scope got it shake awake.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay, and let me know. He's really prompted y'all big time out there. But let me know on this one too. On a magnified optic like this, as far as the color, you know, the brightness, the whatever the lighted part, I would prefer it not to be shake awake, because a lot of times in a lot of situations I don't use it.
Yeah.
And
I use it in black
I like
anyway.
to have that option. I like the option, but I
Yep.
don't want it on all the time, right?
Yep.
So I guess you could build shake awake into it, but probably if you did that, that's going to increase the cost.
Right,
And like you said earlier,
Yeah.
for all things equal, if I'm not going to use it all the time, I'd rather save the money, quite honestly.
Yeah.
And I'm not lazy so lazy I can't do that right there, I don't think. So
Yeah, I
Now-
do like to keep it simple sometimes.
now I do often, I was fixing to say but I do that too. But oftentimes I will do that right there and then forget I've done that,
Right.
and then you're putting a new battery in it.
Yeah.
That's about the extent of it.
And they're done that many times.
So,
So yeah.
also, it's good to see all this awesome stuff, man, that you guys are. It's just cool to see.
Yeah,
you guys
we're working on
expanding so quick.
If you're not working on the next thing, you're already falling behind,
This
you know.
is true, yeah.
And I like showing people this stuff because I don't want anybody to ever think that we're just like taking the Gideon brand name and slapping it on the same stuff that Vortex sold you last year.
So
You
many
know,
places do
there's
that.
so
Like,
many. It's just like a shell game. You
just
know,
look on Amazon, right?
Yeah,
it's
right.
Like, it's the same exact thing with a different name.
right. So it's nice sometimes to bring out the prototype stuff and say, "What do you think?" And then like sometimes you'll get a suggestion. Some guy have a really good idea. And then it winds up finding its way into the product. You know,
Right.
that happened last year where a guy made a suggestion at SHOT Show, and we're like, "Crap, we got to do that."
Well,
You know,
why,
so yeah,
why pay people to test your product if you can get people out there to do it for free?
right?
Okay?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, really good to see you, man.
appreciate it,
Yeah.
man.
Wish you guys were here. NRA show's a lot of fun.
Dallas, Texas, man. We are having fun in around 24. Yeah, that's going to do it. If you want to check out the current product lineup with Gideon, well, hey, you've been around the channel long enough. You know how to do that. That's going to do it for us. We're gone. Bye.
And then, of course, you probably